Okay, John Delia, you're up next from Columbus, Ohio.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is John Delia, and we're presenting Housing Joint Venture. We're real estate impact investing made simple. Next slide, please. So currently there's an economic and political opportunity that is valid in the United States. Average people want to receive more than 1% rate of return on their money in the bank. Real estate developers need access to low costs of capital. And in America, currently across the country, in the majority of all the cities, there's an affordable housing crisis. So that's really kind of fostered the opportunity for us to create the Housing Joint Venture Marketplace, where we ambition to be a real estate equity funding portal. We do have an MVP up, and that's the photo. Next slide, please. So me, Mike is a millennial, and Mike works in finance. Mike has, higher education, both an undergraduate and a graduate degree, and Mike is a proactive investor. Mike's created his emergency fund. He's begun saving for retirement. However, Mike really wants an opportunity to place his professional work into play in his personal life, but Mike also wants an opportunity in which, because he is socially conscious, he wants his money to impact people, not just a traditional rate of return. So in this segment of Mike across the country, in America, both men and women, currently there's about 45 million millennials ages 25 to 34, and our next market after that would be ages 35 to 44, which is 40 million people in the population. Next slide.
Hold on. You're presenting Mike as somebody who has a 100K to 250K salary at 27 years old. That's a minuscule percentage of the 45.3 million 25 to 34-year-old age group.
Correct. So initially, Mike would be considered an accredited investor. However, once we've grown in our platform, we hope to offer opportunities to all people, not just Mike. So we started with Mike to validate.
Yeah, but psychographically, I don't think people, your average Joe is going to be interested in investing in something like this. They need to have a certain level of income to be able to even thinking about this, because otherwise they're basically trying to make ends meet, which is the bulk of the 25 to 34-year-olds. So you're talking about a very small segment of the 45.3 million that you're showing here, and even the 40.9 million. How many 35 to 44-year-olds are making 100K to 250K in salary? Also a very small percentage of the population. So the first thing that you need to do here on this slide is to segment the population down to your real target audience, which is going to be much smaller numbers of 25 to 34-year-olds and 35 to 44-year-olds who make 100K to 250K in salary.
Okay, that's valid. So currently our customer acquisition strategy has been, doing social media ads on Facebook and Instagram. We've been hosting in-person meetup groups subjected around the topic of real estate. And through webinars and word of mouth, we've been able to attract customers. Moving forward, we hope to continue the webinars. We want to move to Google Ads as our spending would go there. We believe LinkedIn is a great marketplace, and currently we're working on brand partnerships as well as SEO.
You're going to need to find a targeted, efficient strategy of getting to those 25 to 44-year-olds who make 100K to 250K. Otherwise, you are spraying and praying, and it's going to be very difficult to bring together the right type of people.
Correct.
The customer acquisition strategy is not tight enough.
Okay, so it needs work. So currently we have seen some traction on our platform. We were able to successfully fund a project of $15K in that amount with 2 investors. Currently we have pending commitments of about $119,000 for projects on the platform. And
Okay.
we have 7 paid members at $7,000 to date. And if you go to the next slide.
So when you say 7 members paid 7,000 to date, these are 7 investors who are investing in properties, these low-cost housing properties.
If you go to the next slide, I can clarify a little more for you.
Sure.
So our business model is a 2-sided marketplace, and to access our platform, we charge a $1,000 lifetime membership fee. We also charge a transaction fee to invest in the projects, and we split profits. So the 7
and who do you
partners
call partner? Partner is the investor or the project, the housing project?
So the partner is the investor. Prior to becoming an investor, you have to be a partner to get access to the deals. So you have to be a partner before you become an investor. You would have paid your $1,000 fee, and then in addition to that fee, then you would allocate your, let's say, Mike's $25,000 to a project. He would then spend the money after he's already a partner and he has access to the portal.
Okay.
So, you know, the challenges or questions we have are really to get more media attention. We wanted to know the best practices for earned media. Currently, we're using a paywall of $1,000 to ensure that the people are serious about the investments, which they have been. But, you know, we've received advice that other platforms aren't charging a membership fee. So that was a question. And then just paid ads versus doing things that don't scale. As you mentioned, we'll need to find the real target segment. So, you know, for us, I know LinkedIn is not necessarily scalable, but there's a huge community there of similar people to Mike.
So I actually think that it's very good news if your target audience is actually much more constrained and much smaller, but it's the right audience. It's much easier to build businesses that way. So you're not trying to reach these 85 million people. Figure out what is the number that you're trying to reach and where do those people hang out. They're definitely on LinkedIn. I can guarantee you this population that you're trying to reach is on LinkedIn. So you need to play with LinkedIn's offerings, you know, various kinds of customer acquisition offerings that LinkedIn has, and they have lots of them. You need to figure out how to use LinkedIn to get to that population effectively. And at some level, I kind of like your $1,000 paywall because that also gives you, you know, if you can, with a $1,000 paywall, if you can get hundreds, you know, people, 100 investors to work with you at a $1,000 level, you've got $100,000, and that's your seed financing. If you get 200, you've got $200,000, and it pre-qualifies, as you said, it pre-qualifies. So I think that part I like very much. If you can use LinkedIn to acquire 100, 200, 500 investors, that's great. What is your strategy for getting the projects, the low-cost housing projects? How are you getting those?
So currently, my background is I'm a real estate developer in Columbus, Ohio. So currently, we've acquired a portfolio, and we've used our own properties to seed the platform. So we have 20 properties ranging from single families, duplexes, and multifamilies that are, they were just the test traction case. Once we've finalized the model, we hope to be a 2-sided marketplace where other developers and operators could come to us after a qualification process, and then they would be able to look for financing on our portal. But right now, we've used our own projects and funded our own projects.
Okay. So if you brought on 200 investors onto the platform, or even 100 investors onto the platform, do you have enough projects that they can participate in?
Not yet.
That's the issue. So you need to, typically in 2-sided marketplaces, the sellers who come on first. So you need to go to a bunch of property developers in the low-cost housing market and bring at least a critical mass of projects onto the platform so that, and then go acquire the investors. Otherwise, the investors are not going to pay $1,000 to just sit there and chew their thumb. They're going to want to invest.
We have about $1 million of needed financing for the projects we currently have.
Okay. And the denomination is what, 7,000, 10,000?
So The minimum investment as of right now is $7,500.
Okay. So then you do have some inventory that you need to finance, and you can start bringing on. So I would just focus very tightly on bringing on investors of the right segment, this 100K to 250K salary segment. Use LinkedIn to acquire those customers, and bring. You have $1 million worth of properties that need investment right now. Bring in more. Bring in maybe 5 more developers who are working in your segment to the platform and build it. So if you can get those two to work, right? If you can get 100, 200 properties and you get 5, 10 developers, you've got a marketplace going, and it'll move from there. And you basically rinse and repeat the exact same strategy. This is doable. This is completely doable.
Thank you for that feedback.
All right. Okay.